What about sex, day or night?
Oh, no, all the time.
Okay.
All the time. I was like, sorry, what did you...
24/7.
There's no hour for sex. Sex is, it can be at 6 o'clock in the morning, it can be at noon, it can be at 3. Sometimes in the middle, in the deep, dark nights. It's interesting also.
At home or different places?
Different places. You know what? No, I don't know if I can tell that.
Of course you can.
No, but oh my God, I don't know. I'm not sure you can put that online.
Okay.
But the craziest place. No, they will kill me if I don't care. It was in.
Oh my God.
I'm
You
sorry.
are such a bad boy. Bad behavior.
If my parents.
10 Ave Maria now.
I'm sorry for that.
Wow.
My parents. I hope they won't. They
Well,
won't
but at
see the
least you know
show.
it's something different and memorable. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I think Jesus would love that.
On the go.
On the go.
Thomas Musti, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for welcoming me. So nice.
Today here on the set of On the Go with Ginta in Malmö, Sweden. How do you feel?
Oh, it's a bit overwhelming. Like it's a mixed feeling, you know. 1 hour I'm really excited. The hour after I'm completely depressed.
Oh my God!
It's, you know,
it's a swing.
It's a swing, like euphoric moments, a more restless moment, you know, because it's too many informations at the same time. But I feel alive, and I'm coming here for that, you know, to feel alive, to feel extreme emotions. That's what I want.
Wow. Do you sleep at night?
Not a lot, but no. The last night was the best in weeks. But for now, I sleep maybe 4 or 5 hours because there's too many things in my brain.
Yeah. What's
Yes.
going on in your brain?
I don't know. It's just that I'm always like, okay, is everything ready? I'm thinking about the things we have to do tomorrow, you know, preparing myself. I want to rehearse also. So too many things, you know, I want everything to be perfect. And it's sometimes hard to have 100 control on things. Even on a huge process like Eurovision, you also need to learn to let it go on some stuff, you know. Even rehearsals, for example, I want to change a lot of stuff or details, but in fact, we also need to trust the production, of course. You know, it's normal.
Yeah.
But they are so professional and they are welcoming us like in a really professional and good way. So I feel also really, really, really well here with this team. You know, it's an amazing team. Like the Swedish team also is great.
I can imagine. I think it's really the biggest show in the world.
Don't
like
tell
the
that to
biggest
me.
musical show in the world.
Pressure.
It is. How do you handle the pressure?
I think it's important to have some moments, you know, not to say yes to everything. In terms of media, for example, press.
In terms of Clémence.
Clémence, yeah, I know. My attaché press, she's working in the label. Clémence is there. I don't want to be mean with. No, she's so kind and she understands that I really need some moments off. I think I also talked with Gustave. He was representing Belgium last year, and he told me that really, please be careful. Have some moments. Do your sport. Be alone sometimes, because here you can't be sociopath. You need to love people because you see 10,000 people during the day from the morning. So sometimes it's good also to have the silence, the quiet room, and just to be with your own thoughts, you know. But sometimes it's not good to be with your own thoughts. Sometimes
Are you a sociopath or
not at all. I
extrovert?
love people. I'm a fake extrovert, I think.
A fake extrovert?
Yeah.
What is that?
I thought RuPaul talked about that a few days ago in an interviews, and I feel exactly the same. It's when you're pretty shy and it's a bit of chaos inside of you, but you pretend that you're pretty easy and extrovert, and then it's cool, but it's a bit of chaotic inside, you know? So I was like really shy when I was a child. I was really closed in a box, really stuck in my own box. Now I feel more confident, but I still feel like a fake extrovert. Yeah. But everything okay. I'm happy to be with you. I feel okay.
I'm welcoming you really. I hope that this is your like second home. So
I feel the
may
good
this
vibes.
set be.
No problem.
So you said like you were like a very introvert as a kid. How do you overcome that? Because I felt the same.
You felt the same?
Yes.
In fact, I think it's because of my parents, and it's a bit weird, but they saw me like that, and they were like, okay, we need to do something for him, and they put me in theater room. But it's a bit weird because you have a shy child, and you put it in front of a lot of people.
You throw it on stage.
Yeah, so it's maybe a bit weird, but in fact, for some people it doesn't work, but for me it was like how do you say that? A déclic, like we say in French, a switch. I was like, okay, I know I am here, and that's what I'm gonna do all my life. I want to be an actor.
Really?
You know, I really felt like at 8, I don't have the memory. I didn't want to be a pilot or a firefighter or something. My first memory is I want to be an actor. I felt so good and really completely at ease with myself when I was on stage playing characters. So it's a bit weird for a contradiction with the shyness, but
you had your own world, maybe.
Yeah, and it's a way to explore a different zone of me, of my brain, and also to get in touch and be connected with the other, because suddenly I have a character and it makes sense to my life, you know. I was like, okay, I know who I am, I know who I want to be, and theater like saved me. It's almost like a therapy. When I'm playing, I'm also a musician, but first an actor, but when I'm playing, it's like a therapy. I feel really alive, I feel, you know, and when I come back to my life or on the street, I'm more like a bit shyer, but it's okay now. But when I was a teenage, it was way more difficult.
So, did you study theater for a long time?
Yes, I did. So I went to school, theater school, for 4 years, and after that I played in several movies, theater plays in France, in Belgium. You know, when we are in Belgium is like a divided country. We have the Flemish side and the south side where we speak French.
Yes.
And so when we are actor there, we playing a lot in France. I have my agent there, cinema, television, and my music project came a bit later. Yeah. So, but I love to try a lot of different tools, different things. You know, I'm working with my instinct. I didn't study music, for example, but I'm like, I had some synthesizers at home and I tried to build some demos, music. But I really feel first like an actor who's playing music. And in my music, there's a lot of theatricality. I feel, you know, Musti is like an alter ego. It's a persona, you know.
It comes from your last name, by the way.
Yeah, Musti is like a little change in Mustin. My real name is Thomas Mustin, and Musti is my artist name. It was cool for me just to have something linked to my real name.
It's like your creative bubble. But actually, as an actor, music takes a lot of interpretation. So you need to give the character to what you're singing, to your song.
Exactly. You need to, for me, it's really acting, you know, and at Eurovision it's good because you can really go into that kind of stuff.
You have the right stage.
Exactly. And even on my perspective in terms of lyrics, also I like to take some characters, different persona. For example, my last album, I was writing the diary of my uncle. He was suffering from schizophrenia, but I took his place in the album. I'm interpreting the song as if I were him, in fact.
Wow,
so I'm playing.
That's so deep.
And I like that, you know, because sometimes it's easier to talk about my own feelings through a character or through someone else, you know. And in fact, I'm talking about me, but it's interesting to put some dramatic and theatricality in all that.
Elle on the Go.